So I'm going to Boston tomorrow night, and I'll be there for 5-6 days. Going to shoot a bunch of kitchens for my longstanding kitchen cabinet manufacturing company client. And so lots of really, really nice kitchens and really nice houses, which is fun. And it's going to be different than the other shoots that I've done, wherein we're trying to cut back on the amount of like post-production that I'm usually doing. For a long time, I have been doing the method that I learned from Mike Kelly, which is using a lot of like flash pops in the scene and then compositing those in post, or even just like an ambient shot with a lot of compositing and post-production work. And I think that method makes some really great results. And even looking back at some shots from a recent shoot, I did kind of prefer the ones where I use the flash to the just daylight ambient shots. But I don't love spending that much time in post. And it also takes up a lot more time on the shoot day. And this shoot, the client wants to tighten the budget a little bit. So the objective is going to be to spend less time in the field and less time in post. Less time in the field isn't actually the issue. I could spend more time in the field because that's the fun part. That's the part that I love, is being there making the photography. So the objective with this shoot is going to be to try to get the images as finished as possible in camera. And that's going to mean like finding a really good exposure and trying to find compositions where maybe there isn't so much like a bright window view like this window view. And if there is, just let it be blown out, or mostly, and just be okay with that. Like coming to terms with like this idea of perfection doesn't have to be the look that the image has. And so I want to move more towards the make it look good in camera. I'm still going to take my light, and I will probably look more for compositions that allow me to put it out of frame and just have it coming across. And like sometimes those are going to be really flashy, and because that's the look. And then sometimes I want to try to make it as subtle as possible that you barely know that it's happening. I might try more like shooting through a window with a scrim in the way. So I've got like the multi-reflector that's like a circle, but I can just like stick it to the window. So I'll bring like some gaff tape or a clamp or something like that. And I think that might be something to experiment with. Oh, and I'll bring a stand. So sometimes when I'm shooting, I don't use a stand. I usually put the camera on a tripod, and then I handhold the light and go and shoot it into corners and stuff like that. And instead, this time I'm going to go with the light goes on the stand and it stays static, and I find where the composition is there to get, an image I'm happier with in the field. So that's going to be the objective this time. But there's still lots of work and there's still lots of prep to do. So right now I'm packing and charging things. So I've got like all my drone batteries charging on this. There's another shoot I'm doing for my cabinet company has the designers that buy from him. So like there's this company, BBR, Boston Building Resources, that they make kitchens, and then they have Sergey build the cabinets for that kitchen. And so I'll be shooting for that combination of these two, and then BBR wants to get some fresh photos of their operation, their reuse center, because they have like if you are in New York, then you might know of Build It Green, and I assume they're kind of similar. I didn't actually talk to them about that, but like it's a reused architectural materials place. And so we'll be shooting some photos of the inside of that, some photos of the exterior, and like some drone photos of the whole complex to kind of show off, what they are. And so that's one shoot. And then there's 5 to 6 kitchens, and then there's like a dance studio that has some cabinets in it. And so it's going to be mostly interiors for a lot of these. But the nice thing about shooting these houses is that they're frequently like very nice architect designed dwellings. And I've shot a lot for like if you've seen my other work, you've seen the stuff that I did on Pearl Street, and I think the other one was on Pearl also. So if you look at my portfolio, there's 92, 94 Howard, and the houses on Pearl Street in Erie, which is the little trio of houses with the, the repeating roof-shaped little chevrons. I could put those up on screen to make this easier, but this going along with the theme of trying to keep things simpler. I don't want to do so much post, and I don't want to do like compositing images in this, and so it'd be better if I could like just hold up something that shows you the image. It's not that I don't like editing, it's just that I never get to it. Like editing can be kind of fun, and it's kind of nice to sit there, but like I've got a kid, I got this house, I got like too much stuff to do. And so I really got to bring the bar down on like how much time I spend on these things. But I could also watch less TV, and I've kind of cut out playing video games, even though I love it. I don't do it that much anymore. And I'm sitting here in the shadow because I need to charge the gimbal, and the power is over here in this corner. But we could maybe get some better light. Yeah, I can just move it right over here, and the light's a little bit better. The significant improvement. Or move closer, and the exposure increases. Here's my drone. This is the Mavic 2 Pro. It's still great. I don't do that much drone work, so no point in buying something new. I need to charge the Cam Ranger, which again, hopefully I can use a little bit less, because it's using, if I'm trying to not put multiple exposures together in post, then hopefully I don't spend so much time, taking multiple brackets for composites. And using this slows me down. I like it, but and seeing the work on a large display is nice to see the image as I'm building it. So might still bring my iPad and do that. But for some of these, my dream, the goal, would be that the lights are fixed and the camera is handheld. I love my camera, but I think it's a little bit of a push for it to do only handheld work. Like it doesn't have IBIS, so like doing something handheld, like a long exposure, like it isn't really going to work out. And especially like I have one like zoom lens that has stabilization on it, but a lot of times I'm going to be using a tilt shift lens, which no stabilization there. But it's a nicer experience for me, at least, to do handheld photography. It's like I love doing street photography so much. It's like I love wandering around and taking photos from the camera. That's when I get really in the zone. And shooting an architectural shoot is different. Like I'm not really striving to be like Ewan Bond, but I appreciate that's what he does. He does like handheld tilt shift shots, and like they're a little imperfect, and that's fine. So, but I do like a more crisp look than what he generally has. So like I got to find my middle ground, right? Which is why I want to get a newer camera that has like, in-body stabilization and lens stabilization. Well, I wouldn't have lens stabilization when using a tilt shift, but maybe I use tilt shifts less. I don't know. So I don't know what's next in that regard, but I also need to shave my beard before I go. It's really annoying me. All that talking and now I just want a moment of silence. So, preparing. I got to charge more of these doodads. I should probably charge up this microphone too. I don't know how much I'm going to use it. I am hoping to do some Amblist walks up there to try to, it sucks when I'm in a new place where I could have gone and done some nice walks. And, now I'm kind of converting how I do the Amblist stuff too. So that was originally based on Ramblak's approach, where he barely says anything, right? And tries to like disappear into the video. And I do kind of want the Amblist stuff to be like that, but I want to talk a little bit more, and if like somebody walks up to me, I'm going to interact with them. And the difference I'm saying is that like I have been, in the last couple of ones that I did, I'm shooting a lot of photos. Like it's a photo walk, I'm walking, I'm filming some stuff, and if I see something that I want a photo of, I'm going to stop and take that photo. Whereas in the first walks, I was just like, I'm only filming, no photography. And but I want to do photography because that's who I am. And so whether or not, like ideally I'd like to take the long walk and then cut it up into a photo, like a photo walk video, and then upload that on my other YouTube, the NS Doyle channel, or the Nicholas Doyle Photography channel, whatever. It doesn't really have a clear name, unlike Amblist, which is very like, this is the walking videos. So, what's nice is recording one video and then being able to turn it into two, or maybe like even more, chopping it up and putting it on TikTok and Instagram and stuff like that. But that's like, again, it's a lot of work that I don't have a lot of time for. And so like, how can I get the bar low enough that I like actually get it done on that? But I've told to you before, I mean, at least I probably have. I don't put enough videos up. So like, you know, I'm talking as if you've been watching 1,000 of these and it hasn't really happened. I have hundreds of thousands of photos that I've shot that are just sitting on my hard drive that I never edited and never published. And I don't really like that, you know. It's not that you know, obviously I don't feel like I have to share every single photo, but like there's stuff in there that that I enjoyed when I shot it, you know, and I should share it because like people might love it or they might not, who cares, you know. I enjoyed it and that's what matters. And like I see the art in what I make and it's up to me to share that and put it out there. And anyway, so I uploaded a video just the other day of some train rides that I did I was taking the path from Jersey City to Newark, and then I took the New Jersey Transit train home. And I did a little video of that. And I stopped and took some photos in the Newark Penn Station subway, their train terminal. And you know, those are just sitting on a hard drive. But now that I put that video up and I watched it and I thought about it, I was like, okay, well now I want to go edit those photos and put them up. Like now I've got more of a reason to do it and get on it, right? So that part's nice about doing that approach. And so I plan to edit those photos and put them up. And like, you know, I want the blog to be more active. I followed this. There's this other photographer, Michael Clark or something. I feel bad that I don't remember his name, but he wrote this article about preserving your photography work in a physical analog form or prints. It was like you make a print archive of your work, and so all of your best shots, and because like the hard drives are gonna fail, and like all your digital images are probably gonna be lost one day, or like nobody's gonna go hunt them all down, but if you have something physical, like that is probably going to stand the test of time, or at least the like 400 to 500 years that the prints last before somebody reproduces them, if they do. And like I'm not his age, so I'm not that concerned about like my legacy of my work. But so that's not what I was getting at. I really like his blog, like because that's his like seems to be his main form of like his marketing, I guess. Like he writes these really in depth blog posts and like this newsletter that's like 50 pages long about the projects that he did that year. And obviously he's in a different place in his career, right? But I enjoy that and it's really cool. But he probably doesn't make YouTube videos like this, which is I enjoy doing. Like it's fun for me to just like talk to you about the stuff that I'm working on. But I do like his presentation and I like what he does. And obviously like I can't really send this video in an email and have somebody actually like see it in their email, you know, and like seeing stills of the photos is a different experience than seeing them in a video. But I do like that presentation. So there's benefits to each, right? So there's lots to do. And like I still want to make a photo book and I haven't had the time to work on that. And like I've been on a crunch to get all these photo projects done in the past couple of months where I shot 2 kitchens for Sergey earlier this year, and then I went to Ottawa and shot like 10 houses and all of these interiors for my client there, and that was a really big project. Also involved a whole lot of editing. Got back, and that was actually some of that was the most extensive editing I've ever done. Like there was really intense retouching to do to like remove these branches that were covering up some windows and stuff on the house. It was a lot of work, and it's like really burning me out on editing. Like I want to hire an editor and have them do all my editing now, because this is another thing. Tin House Studios, if you see him on YouTube, let's throw a link somewhere. There's an video where he talks about like he doesn't know how to use Lightroom and Photoshop. He doesn't know how to do retouching. Like he's a photographer and he hires people to do that stuff because people specialize in that. And I think that in my career, that's more of where I want to move, at least with my professional work. And I saw like I don't know if it was Masterclass or some other video of like a portrait photographer that was shooting like Colin Powell or something. I don't remember. the details. I mean, I know that. I know it was a portrait photographer who was taking a picture of Colin Powell, but I don't remember what the video was. But I remember seeing like the workflow in that video, and like the photographer was not using the computer. Like a retoucher was sitting at the computer, like fixing up the photo, and like that's more the direction I want to move. But I feel like it's kind of like this with a lot of things, right? Like when you're getting started, you do it all yourself, and then you move on to where you don't do so much of it. Like you look at a YouTube channel that grows, and it's like a person doing it by themselves in their apartment, and then eventually they get other people to help them out when it starts making money, right? So maybe that's where I'm starting to get to, right? Because it goes back to the time constraint. Like I don't have enough time to operate the business the way that I want. I want to be spending more time in the field shooting photography, and I need to be meeting new clients and marketing and growing the business and all of those things. Like you don't get new, like the product needs to be great, right? This is another thing, because I was watching a video about Ian Schrager was talking about, his hotel empire. And he brought up Apple, and just like the focus is on making the product like so excellent that the quality is undeniable. And, I obviously want that for my work. But that spending like 1 to 2 entire work days editing one image is not the answer for me, because I've got a child and another child on the way, and, other things to do with my life. And like, I need to be bringing in more and better and newer work. I want to be shooting bigger and better things, and I want to be, it goes to another video that I was just watching the other day about a guy that's was just saying, you got to make more things. You got to make a whole many more things, because I think I talked about this in a video that I put up the other day with the 4 photos that I'm sure nobody watched because it was boring. But that you can't perfect the image that you just took right now. You can make it as good as you can make it with the skills and time that you have, right? But you will take a better photo than that in a few years, or whatever your craft is. Like, you just keep working at it and you will make better stuff. And so that should be the objective, is make it good with the skills you got now and move on. And that's what I'm trying to practice here, is like, I don't need to obsess on every single image, because I'm capable of making every image good. And the images being like world class and like blowing people's socks off will come as it goes. But it also, like, I need to get to better subjects. Like, I need to be out photographing the kinds of, like, I want to shoot bigger, nicer buildings and beautiful, like heart houses that, like, make your heart sing when you look at them. And some of them are starting to get there. Like, there's this White House that I shot in Ottawa that and the photos aren't ready yet, so I'm not going to release those. But like, it's getting up there into that, like, the kind of dream house that I want to photograph. But also, I've been thinking about how I'd like to work with lighting designers, because as a child, I was always obsessed with light. Like, I liked flashlights, and that was the main thing. I liked playing with flashlights. But like, that's what maybe the thing that led me to photography, is a love for light. And but artificial light, like human, like I appreciate sunlight, like, and it can be incredibly beautiful. But I love night, and I love the way that human-made light. And you see how shitty this looks, and I haven't even thought about it. I've been meaning to install this thing properly for like a month, and I haven't gotten to it. So you see what I'm talking about? I'm not having enough time here. I'm talking about the my painter's tape on the air conditioner, which is probably driving somebody crazy while they're watching this. But I wanted to show you was, let's see how well the camera can show these little lights that Moise gave me, this like Xiaomi Mi light. They're really pretty. And you see the quality of light that you're getting right here from them. Like, this would be a nice backdrop for my video, nicer than my busted air conditioner over there. Well, the air conditioner works, but the setup is sad. Anyway, I like artificial light. I like lighting design. And I like a place that has really beautiful, really thought out lighting. And what's nice about a place like that is you probably don't need to spend so much time lighting it, because somebody already made it perfect. And I also really like landscape lighting. And I don't really, you'll notice that like that stuff isn't really in my portfolio, but I love it. And like when I'm out, like I went for a walk around my neighborhood, like after we moved here, to see who had like lights in their landscape and what it looked like. And there were like 2 houses that had like really the best in the neighborhood, and I enjoyed. I didn't take any pictures of those though, so maybe I need to do that. But anyway, I need to go back through my archive and find the images that I've shot of like landscapes that have really nice exterior lighting and houses that have nice exterior lighting, and put up more of that on the portfolio. There's a Shake Shack here near Princeton that looks really nice at night, and I took some like quick photos of that, but I want to go back and do like a proper like twilight shoot of that, because I like, and maybe Shake Shack will want it, maybe the architect that made it will want it, or maybe it just stays in the portfolio and that's the job that it does for me. So in terms of what's next for me, I do want to see, I'm looking for places with more beautiful light, and finding lighting designers or architects who are really like intentional about how the lighting design is done in the house is kind of where I want to go next. And all of that is not what I necessarily meant to get into when starting this little vlog about getting ready to go on this shoot. But that said, I'll be planning out the, my client projects that I'm up there, but there is going to be a little bit of extra time between them where I can go and shoot some other stuff. And so I'm planning to shoot some Amblist videos, and I want to do some research on like new beautiful buildings that have some lighting design elements in them in Boston, and go shoot those while I'm up there. And so that's another thing that's nice, that like I didn't spend so much time doing that in Ottawa. The Ottawa trip, like because of the wildfires, I didn't go out as much as I wanted to. And I talked to Noah Kalina about that, and he was like, he would have been like in heaven, like seeing all this like murky fog, which was, it had its thing that's nice about it photographically, but I was there to shoot something else, so I wasn't having a blast there. But that's not what we're talking about today. Is there anything else to say? I got to pack up my bags. I got to get ready to go. I got to finish my errands here at the house before I leave. My wife too, deal with the house for several days while I'm away. And I'm excited. I'm pretty pumped for trying to shoot a new way, trying to change the direction of the photography a little bit. And, I'm excited for what's next. So that's long enough. You've been watching for like almost 25 minutes now, and I said about all that I need to say for one day's vlog. So hopefully I'll do some more vlogs and talk to you soon. And so, if you're not following me on Instagram, I'll probably post a little bit there intermittently while I'm up there doing the shoot. So follow me on Instagram at @NSDoyle, and stay in touch. Send some messages, leave some comments. Like, everybody, if you watch this far, you're probably a dedicated YouTube person and like not somebody who barely uses YouTube. But they always say like and subscribe and comment, because like those things tell YouTube like, oh, people care about this, share it some more. And like, I don't know how many people who don't already know me would care about watching this, but this is the creative journey. This is the photographic journey. And so if you're interested in that, say so. Say something, say hi. It means a lot, to spend time to make these things and put them up and have somebody actually respond. It means a lot. So I'd really love to hear from you. So thanks for watching, and see you next time.